Hello and welcome. Now in this video, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna take another type of libraries, okay, which will be very handy for you, ladies and gentlemen, and we are gonna use it a lot on our application. Okay, so what we are gonna do, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go inside my Google Chrome. Here, as you can see, what I typed Android SlideToActView without a space. Okay, then type GitHub, and this is the result that will come with Google. So as you can see, we have the first result, GitHub Cortonco or something like this /slide-to-act, a simple slide to unlock. Now if you click this link, you will get this result, okay, this GitHub page, okay, with the name of the library, okay, and some of the description about it. Says simple slide to unlock material widget for Android written in Kotlin. Now ladies and gentlemen, let's go and see what it's look like. Here, as you can see, we have this very nice slider that we can use inside our application really easily. And of course, if you scroll a little bit all the way to the bottom, you will see a lot of styles. For example, this one, as you can see, small or big, changing the icons, so on and so forth. Of course, we can make it changing the color if you want to make it like this. So it's very great to add in your applications. Okay, now ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead, and as I said, once you work with libraries, you need to search for the dependency that's related to that library, and you will find it on the top of the documentation. And here where it says get started, which we are going to do, here we have this the dependencies, and it says if you are using the Android Gradle plugin version 3, then you need to use this dependency. And if you are using an older version of Android Gradle plugin, you can use this one. And for us, we are working with the most updated Android Studio version, so we are going to use this one. Okay, the first one, the implementation. I'm going to copy it, going back to your Android Studio, and here inside your Gradle, build.gradle, here I'm just going to paste it inside my dependencies. Okay, hit Ctrl+V to paste that line that we have copied from the GitHub, and Android Studio will sync the project for you. Click on sync now, just to add all the needed stuff that library required. Okay, and of course, going back to the documentation, let's discuss some stuff. So as you can see here, where it says examples, we can copy these lines of XML code, but this will give us the most basics slide to activate. Okay, it's the most basic slide version. Okay, but if you go here, we can read the features. Of course, I'm gonna leave this for you to read all the features, but here what we are interested in, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna copy this whole, okay, this whole code here. Okay, and we can copy it going back to our Android version or Android Studio. So as you can see, after syncing everything, we have this warning. Actually, this warning is not from the library, okay, because once I created this project, this warning is appear, and this is actually become the reason behind this from the Android Studio version that I'm running. Okay, of course it's still under development, that's why it's not it has a lot of warnings and errors, and I hope they will fix it in the future. So I'm gonna click on my XML file here inside my relative layout. I'm just gonna paste the lines that we have get it from our GitHub page. I'm gonna zoom a little bit for you, ladies and gentlemen. So here we have all these properties. Actually, we have an idea about them. For example, we can go back to our design tab, and let's click on it here. Let's see all the properties that we can change. For example, ladies and gentlemen, we have the width of it to be match parent. We have the height also, we can control it, and let's assign some margin from all the sides to be, let's say, 15 or 10 dB, whatever, to give some space around it. Okay, and here we have, for example, the ovulation or the shadow. Instead of 6 dB, I'm gonna make it, let's say, 30 dB. We can say it to be 30 dB, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna zoom in to see the shadow, how it's look like. It's really great. We can assign the area margin. Of course, you can play around with all these values to see what you are gonna get. Okay, we can change the border radius. Instead of 2 dB, I'm gonna make it 10 maybe dB, okay, and it will give you some border radius. And if you increase it, instead of 10 dB, I'm gonna make it 20 or 30 maybe, okay, you will get it like this, okay. And of course you can play around with the colors. For example, here we have the inner color. If you click on the 3 dots, okay, we are gonna choose maybe the blue, gonna click OK. Here we have it changed. I'm gonna click on the outer color, okay, I'm gonna make it yellow, okay. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is really depend on you, okay. And we have the height, we have the text that shows inside of it, we have the text size, so on and so forth. So you can really add your own, okay. So this text, oops, I make it too big, I'm gonna make it 15 SP, ladies and gentlemen. And of course you can play around with these, okay, with these values. Okay, let me just make this color back because I do not like it as a yellow. I'm gonna choose the gray maybe. Of course it's really depend on you and what you would like. Now of course this is not done, okay. What we are gonna do, ladies and gentlemen, after we adding this XML code and changing all these properties, we need to assign an ID for it. I'm gonna call it slider, okay, underscore, just a slider underscore, okay. And what we are gonna do, we are gonna fetch it inside our main activity.kotlin. Let's see how we are gonna use it. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a variable called the slider, and it's equal to the find the view by ID method that we already work with, okay. So find a view, okay, find the view by ID, ladies and gentlemen. And what we are gonna do, we are gonna first of all cast it as a slide to active, okay, something that it will be showing from the library, okay. We have this, okay, slide to active view, which is coming from our library, and here we need to pass the ID r.id.slider underscore. Now we can use this slider, okay, to interact with this slider that we have in our XML file, okay. And of course the idea behind it is actually the user will drag it and drop it all the way to the end as it shows right here, okay. The user will drag it and drop it, and we are going to do something after this. For example, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new activity, okay. So instead of creating a new activity, let's go ahead and do our own functionality. For example, I'm going to type slider dot, now slider dot on complete listener method, okay, it's equal to the object, and I will tell you everything in a second. I'm gonna explain everything in a second, ladies and gentlemen. Then this colon slide to active view dot on complete listener, okay. And what we are gonna do, we are gonna override the function, okay. This is how it will look like. Override the function, okay, on slide complete listener. So ladies and gentlemen, when we work with Java, it's actually it was much easier than this, okay. But now with Kotlin you need to type it like this, okay. So when we work, for example, with Java, what you need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is type slider dot set on complete listener, so on and so forth, and it's just like the set on click listener. But now with the Kotlin version, okay, we need to type slider dot on complete listener, it's equal to the object, the colon slide to active view, then dot on complete listener, and override this function. Now the code that we are going to write here, okay, it will get executed once we slide this, okay, all the way to the end, and this code will get executed, okay, ladies and gentlemen. And of course what you need to do, for example, let's create a toast, simple toast here, dot make text, the context is actually this, oops, this with lowercase, so this add the name of our activity, then the text that we want to show, for example, welcome, and the toast how long should we stay, I'm gonna type it short, then dot show. Just like this, ladies and gentlemen, everything is set up. Now of course here, instead of toasting something, what you can do, you can, for example, create an intent to go from one activity to another. For example, you can do a lot of stuff. Okay, and I really will leave this for you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and this was the second type of libraries that we are going to take a look on this section. It's really great. It will be very useful once you add it to your application. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we are going to continue on with more libraries in the next few videos.